city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a stunner. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Boom.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Alright, today is June 16, 2022. It is 4:24 a.m. I got up a while ago and I decided to post this. It's on my community board, and yeah, I don't want to read it because if I read it again, I'm probably gonna delete it. Let's see if any. Oh, one person liked it already. I literally just put it 3 minutes ago. Alright, so yesterday I posted some stuff on my other channel regarding Johnny Depp. Oh, they approved them. Okay, they approved them. Anything that had Amber Heard's name, they put that limit here. This one just finished uploaded. There it is. They need to review it before I could make anything off of it. Alright, so let's see. Let me check my back end on this. See how my thing here. Alright, 1,889 subscribers, and I have $346.46. Let's see at the end of the video if it goes down, if I remember. Alright, so let's go on Twitter. This one I just saw it. You see I highlighted already. I put it on the list. Alright, Squadies, just follow the assignment, no question asked. The 21st of June is blackout day. Alright, so what does that mean? It means don't share, don't post anything on Twitter or whatever social media. That's what I mean. Clearly understood. DM me please. I'm clueless. Okay, you are not following me. Alright, so some people, okay, let's see here. June 21st is my birthday, but I understand the assignment. I'm June 19th and today is my youngest birthday. Okay, we can still wish you a happy birthday. Just post and we will wish you a happy birthday. Also, we should remember the dogs lost on that day and week because it's the first day of Yulin Dog Meat Festa. Okay, girl, leave me alone. Okay, do we upload this image on your own timeline from today until 20th? Okay, that would be counterproductive to the strategy and seem desperate. A blackout must be a blackout. Okay, I was pretending that. Okay, so that's the thing here. All right, so I don't want to go in the conversation. I just saw it and I thought I'd share it. All right, so now let me go on my list. Okay, this has to do with World Central Kitchen, which I posted on my timeline yesterday afternoon, and I didn't go too much into it. I had just finished edit some of the videos on my other channels. I was exhausted, so when I saw this and I was like, what the F? And the only thing I felt like I could do at the moment when I saw it was took one of the image, did a screenshot and posted on my community board. So now I'm reviewing it, and I think this morning that's why I felt like I had to post what I just put on my community board. All right, so let's read. This is 600 meters from the passenger station, similar to the Kramatorsk missile attack. They destroyed 34 pallets of World Central Kitchen food, but I'm grateful nobody hurt. Look at the carnage being inflicted on the people of Ukraine every day. Rail will be fixed and train will be keep going. Wow. Okay, 37 seconds. So this is a video of it. The one that I post, I think is the next tweet that I'm gonna share with you. All right, so it's showing all the stuff that's going on, and I don't share them with you, but there's a lot of things that's going on in Palestine. I was looking for a tweet that someone, an actor, posted. The guy who played the Hulk posted, and he's complaining about PayPal. I wanted to share it with you and to go deeper into it, and I can't find it anymore. I don't know if he removed it. All right, so it's playing again. Okay, so there's this. I think that was the one that I share. Okay, Russian missile blew up our World Central Kitchen food train in eastern Ukraine. Nobody hurt, thankfully, but they are now hitting train infrastructures hard. Only one wagon of food loss. We'll save the rest. This won't stop us. Our amazing Ukrainian World Central Kitchen team will keep feeding the people. Wow, wow, wow. Maybe that's what sort of motivate me to post what I did on my timeline, because I pray on it. Maybe that's why it took me a while also to start recording. It was just too much. Okay, I'm relieved no one was hurt, but the loss of all the food and supply makes me angry. Guess what? I rather the food we lost it. The part is nobody died. That's the most important thing. Food can be replaced. We could raise more money to buy food and all of that, but lives cannot be replaced. That's the thing. Okay, we could be angry. Yes, we could, but imagine if it was a life that was lost. So I'd rather have this than, well, I rather don't have any of that, any destruction where people need of food like that. Okay, where supply is being cut. I don't want that to happen at all. But if we have to choose, if there is something we have to choose, I'd rather have this being lost. But we prefer none of that to happen. Let's see here. Have you seen this thread yet, Katie? Russian has a hunger plan. Wow. Vladimir Putin is preparing to starve much of the developing world as next stage in his war in Europe. Like I said, you see, all those little pieces that's going on, they were united to do it. Thank God they were waiting for the US to finish that loop. I said it as soon as I saw a lot of things. I don't remember which video that I said it. All those people and places and those different countries and position to control the government, they were united. It's just this part. They were willing to steal the election to do it. This is why 2022 election in November is very critical. It's very important because these people were united to do that. I didn't see this. Maybe it's something to go into. Let me bookmark that. Okay, grateful big time that no one was hurt, sending up prayers for safety and sending up tons of love and appreciation. You all rock. Alright, let's go into this. Like I said, okay, wow, it's a long thread. Alright, let's see here. Okay, Russia has a hunger plan. Vladimir Putin is preparing to starve much of the developing world as the next stage in war in Europe, one of 16. Okay, in normal times, Ukraine is leading exporter of foodstuff. A Russian naval blockage now prevent Ukraine from exporting grain to 16. If the Russian blockage continue, tens of millions of tons of food will rot in silos, and tens of millions of people in Africa and Asia will starve. There was something that happened a while back. That was before all of this. All of that, before all of this, could have been, I will go as much as I had cable at that time. I would say as long, okay, I'm being generous here, I would say maybe 6 years. 6 years ago, there was something that I saw. And they said some Russians are moving certain places in Africa. I was like, what? What will they be doing in Africa? Okay, so that came to mind. Because these things were going on. His plan was in the long run. He was moving his pieces every step of the way. Corrupt as many politicians as possible. All of this. So he could make them do what. But anyway, this is my speculation. Okay, I just read this. The horror of Putin's hunger plan is so great that we have a hard time apprehending it. We also tend to forget how central food is to politics. Some historical example can help. For 16, the idea that controlling Ukrainian grain can change the world is not new. Both Stalin and Hitler wished to do so. 516. For Stalin, Ukraine's black earth was to be exploited to build an industrial economy for the USSR. In fact, collectivized agriculture killed about 4 million Ukrainians. 6 of 16. Notably, as people began to die in large numbers, Stalin blamed the Ukrainians themselves. Soviet propaganda called those who drew attention to the famine Nazis. Okay, 716. Actual Nazis has related ideas. They liked the idea of controlling Ukrainian agriculture. This was, in fact, Hitler's Central War aim 816. Hitler wishes to redirect Ukrainian grain from the Soviet Union to Germany in the hope of starving millions of Soviet citizens. The Second World War was fought for Ukrainian and considerably measured in Ukraine before dictators who wanted to control food supply. 10 of 16. Russian memory politics prepared the way for the 21st century hunger plan. Russians are told that Stalin famine was an accident and that Ukrainians are Nazis. This makes theft and blockage seem acceptable. Putin hunger plan is, I believe, meant to work on 3 levels. First, it is part of a larger attempt to destroy the Ukrainian state. If you look at images on Twitter, how certain part or neighborhood of Ukraine is like rubble, it's unbelievable. And the thing is that sometimes when I look at those images, it's like, you know, for the first time, it seems like I've seen them already. I don't know if it's through movies or something, but a lot of things that I've seen, I'm like, this is not new. This happened already. I don't know. I really don't know. But it may sound crazy, but by cutting off its export, 12 of 16, Putin's hunger plan is also meant to generate refugees from North Africa and the Middle East areas usually fed by Ukraine. This will generate instability in the European Union. I'm not surprised by this at all. I am not surprised by this at all. The way that I see them doing things, like for instance, a while back I saw a village in Kenya was being burnt by what is that, United Kingdom. Okay, and I'm like, those people are running and then they're not taking them in. And look how they're doing things now. What's happening in what is it, in England, all right, where they're shipping people back to Africa. They want to centralize all those people. They want to keep on hunger back in Africa. Okay, meanwhile they're creating chaos in those people's homeland. This world is running by crazies. Finally, and most horribly, a world famine is a necessary backdrop for a Russian propaganda campaign against Ukraine. Actual mass death is needed as the backdrop for a propaganda contest. And the thing is that before Russia attacked Ukraine, I've read some, but I don't think I shared it. I think I read it on my own. Maybe it's on my other channel. This would have been on my other channel, but since it's there, I'm sharing it with you. Before he started attacking Ukraine, there was a report where he bought millions of body bags. Okay, millions of body bags, and he thought the war would have go very smoothly. If what he planned had worked, that would have been because of the US. If what happened in the 2020 election did not go the way it did, yes, Putin would have won. Whatever he had planned would have worked much quicker and easier. He didn't think the 2020 election was like that, and this is why they were trying to steal the 2020 election. And 2022 election is very important still. Very important. So those people don't get in office to prevent President Biden from doing what's right. Okay, so that's that. Let me continue. All right, when the food riot began and as starvation spread, Russian propaganda will blame Ukraine and call the Russian territorial gain and Ukraine to be recognized and for all sanctions to be lifted. Okay. So much to say. Russia is planning to starve Asian and Africans in order to end its war in Europe. This is a new level of colonialism. Yep. And the latest chapter of Hunger Politics 616. So that's the end of his thing. I don't want to read no more regarding that, because this is not the thread I wanted. I'm gonna bookmark it for me to come back in another time. Let me go to my next tweet regarding Well Central Kitchen. And if you guys want me to read that, just comments under that, just let me know and say something, like to hopefully I see it on the comments. Alright, next tweet. Russian missile blew up Well Central Kitchen food train in eastern Ukraine. After reading that thread that I just read, yeah, this is the thing here. It matches that. Starve the people. Nobody hurt, thankfully, but they are now hitting train infrastructures hard. Only one wagon of food fully lost. Will save the rest. This won't stop us. Our amazing Ukrainian Well Central Kitchen teams will keep feeding the people. Okay, I donate. Will you join? All right, there's that. Please join me and support. Mr. Andres, glad to hear your team is safe. I'm with NBC News in New York. We'll like to tell our audience about this. Did you take this picture? If so, will you give NBCU permission to use this image for all of our partners and platform? Many thanks. So this is in a different language. I can't read. So glad to hear no one was hurt and that not all was lost. Negotiation is the only way to stop sacrificing the people of both sides. I don't think this guy is into negotiation. Well, I sort of stopped following and report on it, but wasn't there a negotiation going on at the beginning, and each time nothing happened? I don't think he's into negotiation. Okay, his negotiation is to gain everything. Okay, and what is that? Russia does not seem to suffer much damage despite the current economic sanction, because there are places that allowing him. Perfect place. Look at England, for instance. Okay, the best political leader is to minimize the sacrifice of the people. It was a difficult war without NATO participation. Okay, please take a few minutes and watch the following video following what Putin said a few days ago and what the leading propaganda show spread in the following days about building the new Russian empire by taking territories of other states. And then OMG, so sorry, glad nobody was hurt. Thanks for all Well Central Kitchen are doing and hope the team stay safe. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. There's more comment, but I want to move on. I really don't want to be an hour. There's another one here. So proud of Katya and our brave Well Central Kitchen teams who are truly on the front line in Ukraine. We show you situation You know, this just popped up in my mind. There's some homesteaders that I watch on YouTube, you know, where they're growing their own food, they're doing their own thing. Many of them are saying, you know, there's this, you know, that long thread that I just read of putting plan to starve Asia and Africa, this kind of thing. This just came to mind. How did these people were aware that was the plan? This is why they're doing their homesteading kind of thing. Okay, that's just a question mark. Alright, so proud of Katya, of our brave Well Central Kitchen teams who are truly on the front lines in Ukraine. We show you situation because we are actually there, not just claiming. She will return tomorrow to upload other damaged wagon. This food is a lifeline for many families. Chef for Ukraine. Okay, these people, as valuable as everyday food, they are an example of courage and love for others. I congratulate you from the bottom of my heart. Okay, for anyone who hasn't yet seen it, the We Feed People documentary on Chef Jose Andres was such a great tribute to him and his team's work. It's streaming on Disney Plus. Okay, incredible courage, so much respect for what you are doing, Katya, and your Well Central Kitchen team. So sorry this has happened. Please, all of you, stay safe. It makes me so angry that the food wagon are bombed. Food wagons were bombed. All right, so there's more comment. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, there's this. Okay, our Well Central Kitchen teams are now delivering meals to this hospital and Sloviansk. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Every day, Valentina is a true hero, caring for patients here despite invading forces getting closer. Wow. We will also bring Well Central Kitchen food kits for the remaining doctors and staff to bring home. Wow, wow, wow. This is crazy. Washington Post. Short of staff, supplies and water and facing impending Russian attack, husband and wife's doctor team runs frontline hospital. Wow. Okay, let's read. Oh, that's all. Come on. Thank you, Valentina, for continuing to care for patients while danger is approaching. And thank you, Well Central Kitchen, for providing food kits to these first responders. You are all amazing warriors. Thank you, Well Central Kitchen and Valentina, for your compassion and assistance to Sloviansk citizens and to the great nation of Ukraine. Best wishes. God bless her and everyone they're helping. Thank you. Alright, so I have a couple more tweets regarding Well Central Kitchen. Okay, remember the squad made fundraising for them. Okay, what's on the chefs for Ukraine menu today? Classic beef borscht and fresh herbs. Well Central Kitchen team and oh my god, what's this says? Pzim? I don't know, I probably pronounce it wrong. Continues making thousands of daily meals from our kitchen near the Poland-Ukraine border for families fleeing attack. The food here. Okay, I love your team and everything you represent and do for this world. I even looked at these pics knowing full well I'll taste dirt beets for the rest of the day. Okay, how delicious and so full of iron and all good nutrients. Thank you so much for the wonderful food you are providing to all those in such dire need right now. Bless you all. If you all do this, then I can cook for Alaskan culture camp. Alright, so there's more comment. Let me move on. It's not that much, but let's move on. So that was their page. For some reason I bookmarked this. This is some of the thing that I share already. Okay, this is what a missile does to train tracks in Ukraine. Imagine the force to bend those rails. Every day I am in awe of Ukrainian railways. He tagged somebody. Who's that? Okay, I can't read that. Led by my brother, that's his brother. Their brave staff immediately repair to make sure evacuation train and Well Central Kitchen food keeps moving. Wow, they're gonna have to find a different way, because if they keep on attacking it, so that means they're surveilling in air All right, so there's more stuff, and I shared that already. All right, so now I'm moving out of Well Central Kitchen. I'm going to Hubb Community Kitchen. All right, there's this 5 years today. That was a couple days ago. I then recorded. That was June 14. Today is June 16. All right, 5 years today. They will be forever in our hearts. May they continue to rest in perfect peace. Amen. These are the names, it looks like, names of the people who probably die. Okay. I never knew their ages. Just look. Oh, so they put the names here. Okay, 5 years ago, 72 people died because they were trapped in a government mandated death trap. 5 years later, and we can't forget their names. We must continue to fight for justice for them and their families. Yesterday I was thinking of something, because many of us are lack of patience. We want things to be done so quickly, and those evil mind, like what I post on my community board, okay, those evil minds, those crazies who are running our government, who's running this world, okay, they have patience, okay, because us regular people, we so want things to be done really quickly. When we focus on one thing, trying to solve one problem, as soon as we're about to solve it, the crazies who's running this world create another problem, and many of us leave whatever we were originally focused on to target the next destabilization that the crazies have created, when in fact we should be multitasking. As soon as we are getting closer to our whatever we were solving before, we should keep going, and at the same time, okay, start moving and preventing from the next destruction that those crazies have created. And at the same time, again, to put everything in perspective, is to focus on those who are creating the craziness around the world. Focus on them to get rid of them. Get rid of them meaning that don't elect them. We may not like the next one, but at least we already know what the ones that's there right now is doing. It's not good for us, because when you leave them in the position, they become too comfortable. They already know the pattern of things, okay, they could distract you left and right. It's to stop, you know, how did they say, kill the snake right at the head? I hope I make sense on that. Okay, so these are the names with their ages. Okay, 72, 50. Oh my god, a 8-year-old. What? Oh my god, even a 3-year-old. Oh my god. Oh shit, I'm going lower. There's a 2-year-old here, Jemiah Dean. That's what I was saying. I didn't even see this when I posted on my community, but I'm like, the youngs are going too soon. There's another 3-year-old. Oh my god, a 15, a 12, 32. Oh my god, the oldest that I see here, 77, and there's 171. May they rest in peace. I'm telling you, if all those innocent young people, the well-minded, the caring, are leaving this planet, who do you think you're living with? Okay, you're leaving your neighbor. You know, they're gonna be the crazies that's running this world. It's the crazies that's gonna run this world. Oh my goodness. Okay, how did family ever come to grip with losses that span generation? I know. Okay, thought all with the families and friends of those who perished. I lost my mother in a house fire many years ago now, and the pain is still there, but it must be worse for you, all knowing it could have been prevented. When I was aware of this, I think it was one of the anniversaries, I spoke about the building, maybe the kind of structures. There was the no firewall. You know, firewall is like a wall that prevent between unit, okay, a wall between unit from spreading from one apartment to the next. All right, so let's say you live in one apartment, and you live right next to me, so the wall that separates my apartment with yours is fire rated. It could be with CMU, center black, something of cementing that fireproofing to prevent the fire from crossing over, or at least if it sheetrock, there's certain hour fire rated that certain drywall is made of in terms of construction. Okay, it gives you enough time before it burns down to for the fire to cross over, this kind of thing. All right, so there's comment here, and the whole point for bringing this in on one of my last video when I spoke about the Grenfell fire is that there was probably none of that. Okay, for the amount of people that die in the fire and for it to spread so quickly, so none of these precautions were taken into the building, that building, especially in high rise. Okay, there have to be this type of measure that takes into effect. Maybe I don't want to point fingers. I don't know. Maybe they did that on purpose, because what I'm seeing, the kind of racism that's going in the UK, I don't know. Maybe that precaution, that measure in terms of firewall, prevent fire from spreading from one apartment to the next, maybe that measure was not taken into consideration. I don't know in the UK if they have a building how do you call this, where you get your permit and all of that. If there's the examiner, before they give you your permit to build that building, if there was a review to make sure the architect, whoever's designing that building, or the engineer that doing the structure of that building did the right thing for the building to be constructed. Because in the US, at least in New York, I know for a fact, because I've had experience in that. I don't do this as much anymore, but there in New York, they take this very, very carefully. They take that into consideration. Fireproofing, especially when there's multiple units in that building, even 2 family houses, they take that very seriously. For them, the structure, the engineer, the architect, to make sure all of this take into consideration before they give you the permit to build it. First, it has to be done on paper, so the examiner who's reviewing your drawing, to make sure. I've done this before. I've spoken to examiners. I'm talking based on experience here. Okay, I'm not licensed, but under architect that I've worked, where they send me to building department. There's in Brooklyn, there's in Manhattan, there's in the Bronx. I didn't go too much in the Bronx, but Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, especially Brooklyn one, they take this into consideration. If what's in the paper, you don't provide what's in the law, what's in the book, building code, fire code, all of this, if it's not on paper, you do not get your permit to build it. So I'm speaking based on experience to the T. I could challenge anybody on that one. Okay, even though I'm not licensed, under architect, where they send me whatever project that I'm working on, the architect overview my drawings, and then if the expediter cannot do it, so I will go and expedite my own project and talk to the examiner and all of that. So if it's not on paper, you cannot build it. And then as you building it, okay, building department send their how do they call this, those code enforcers, to make sure what you have on paper, it's what actually building on the site. And sometimes they give you you have to redo certain things if things is not done properly. Okay, so I know from experience, so these things take into consideration. So I don't know if in the UK they have a building department where they have examiner or someone who enforce the code. I don't know if they have that, and make sure this is implemented, is being built. So many of these were probably were not taken into consideration, and I don't know when that building was built and what was in the law. Well, they should have known, because then again, thinking at the major fire that happened in Chicago, that bring this into consideration in the United States. So I don't know if they learn from other past disasters. So I don't know, but that was the whole point. Okay, let me stop now. That was the whole point for bringing this idea into the firewall. Okay, it's very important, and multiple unit, they have to be firewall. There's different form. There's CMU, there's sheetrock with different fire rated and all of that. So I don't know if Grenfell building had that for it to be spread and so many people die from it and all of that. And also the other thing I failed to mention, I was gonna stop but this came into mind. If these things are not implemented, at least there have to be sprinklers. Sprinklers, it has some sort of a sensor when there's a smoke, something triggered for the sprinkler to go on, okay, to put out the fire. That's another form of especially in high rise when you know, fire department cannot come in quickly, so at least the sprinkler is another form to prevent the fire from spreading. Okay, they still have to have those fire rated, okay, as many protection as possible, fire rated wall, sprinklers, and whatever new technique that they have now, which I'm not sure anymore, but these, the more the better, pretty much. All right, so that's it. Let's move on to the next tweet. But let's move on. Next tweet, and it's still about Hubb Community Kitchen. Is it? Yeah. There's this. Meghan visited the Hubb Community Kitchen, creating a cookbook which helped Muslim women with the aftermath of Grenfell. Jeremy Corbyn was the only senior politician who showed support and sympathy toward the victims. I will never forget how they have stood by my Muslim community. Okay, so there's Meghan here. Wow. Okay, let's read some of the comment. Today, Zara and Jeremy both show solidarity to the victims of Grenfell. Today, Meghan sent a voice message to the Hubb Community Kitchen asking how everyone's family was doing and giving a beautiful update about hers. Oh, that was nice. She still keep in touch with them. Okay, every year without fail, they have kept their promise to support the victims and show solidarity. Our religion has always been labeled everything under the sun by the media. Jeremy and Meghan have always stood there by our side. Wow, that was nice. She's right. As I'm reading this and processing it, I feel blood boiling my skin. Okay, our religion has always been labeled everything under the sun by the media. Jeremy and Meghan have always stood there by our side. Wow. But yet, the others who have the mic, who's spewing all those negativity. This is why I guess I didn't even read some of these, even though I bookmarked them, but I didn't read them. But when I wrote my thing on my community board, I wasn't aware of that. Alright, let's go to the next one. Again, it's still about Hubb Community. This is what happened when I have time to create the list. I tend to group them together. At Squadies, how is several charities attacked to the point of having to delete posts, go private, switch off comment, etc. Another bigger royal story. The targeting harassment that Meghan faced is now being extended to anyone that speaks well of her, including vulnerable women and teens. What? When I saw this part, I was like, I need to bookmark it. I need to look more into it. So what's going on here? Let's see here. Hubb Community Kitchen. The Hubb Community Kitchen is a group of women who have come together to cook and help the local community. Followed by Natalia, Campbell, and this person. Okay. Okay, I thought I would be able to read this, but it's too small. Alright, let's go. I'll come back to this. There's some comments by the squad, but let's see this one. Here it looks like the haters made them delete their post. So Hubb Community Kitchen had posted something, but they deleted it. Wow. Okay. Okay, so there's more here. It's a small thread. This is nice. Okay, the Hubb Community Kitchen with Meghan Markle, a recipe from Together Cookbook bestseller. Okay, there's more posts here. What this says. Okay, today is a day spent looking back, remembering and reflecting. I just found this picture of us all on the day our cookbook came out. The Duchess had wrapped a book for each one of us and wrote a lovely message. Oh my God, you learn something every day. I wasn't aware of this. The Duchess had wrapped a book for each one of us and wrote a lovely message to each lady on the first page. Always very thoughtful. Today we received a lovely voice message from the Duchess, being the 5 years anniversary of the Grenfell tragedy, asking how we are about our children and families and giving us news of hers, just being her beautiful, kind self. Wow, this was the post. I'm telling you, the squad, they love to do screenshot. Okay, each lady on the first page, always very thoughtful. Today we received, okay, so it's repeating the same here, just being her beautiful self. Okay, so they delete that. They probably were receiving negative things on that about her negative comment. This is the thing, this world is running by crazies. Why will they do that? So let's look at the picture. So there's the picture. Okay, she wrapped it up for each one of them and put something inside. That is so nice. That is so nice. I wasn't aware of this. I was not aware of this. She wrapped the gift, I mean the book, and give it to each one of them. Look at that lady. I know that will be one of the Squadies will be doing. Look how she's holding on to Meghan. I don't know, this lady right here, every time I see her, she gives me that motherly figure where you could never be wrong in her eyes for some reason. Every time I see her picture, I could feel whatever problem that I have, I could go to her. I don't know why. She have that motherly figure kind of thing. I'm sure she's a mother, but that compassion kind of thing, I always feel that about her every time I see her picture. And I remember her saying she was surprised that Meghan asked her what she wants to do, and she was crying as she was saying it. That was the first time someone ever said that to her. Alright, so let's go to the next one. It's a small thread, I wasn't aware. So they tag Adele. I stand with the Grenfell families, follow at Grenfell United, and join their campaign for truth, justice, and change. Alright, so she tagged Adele on this one, and this is Adele who posted that on June 14. Okay, there's this. 5 years since the fire, no accountability, just power protecting money. Don't accept their thought. We need justice. Alright, so there's a video, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's see here.
It's like a second family to them, as Jem O'Reilly has been hearing.
I lost my best friend in Grenfell Tower.
Oh my God.
I'm a survivor and a bereaved of Grenfell.
Oh my God.
I lost my friend Isaac through Grenfell.
Oh my goodness.
If I had the chance to save him, I would have. He was so young. He didn't even get to have a good future, basically.
That's the thing.
So it's just sad.
That's the thing. So many young people. I think that really, I swear, I did not see this post at all. As a matter of fact, I redirect to this. I wasn't even aware of any of this when I wrote my thing on my community board. So many young people are going too soon. And then the crazies are running this world. But let's continue.
Music has helped me cope better with the Grenfell situation.
Kids on the Green helps honour the memory of the people that were lost in Grenfell Tower. I've got quite a few friends that were affected from the Grenfell situation. A lot of people, they've lost brothers, sisters, parents, friends.
Oh my God.
And Kids on the Green, I feel like we try to be as much of that as we can to them.
Long nights, sunrise.
Luana lost her baby brother in the Grenfell Tower fire and is a survivor.
Yeah, and I was reading, what is it, 3-year-old, and I was like, how that's the youngest? And then I came across another one. I think the youngest was 2.
The disaster.
Dancing and singing helps me both, you know, express how I feel about Grenfell. So me and my friend Lola, we both wrote a song for Grenfell for this, the 5th anniversary. And the song is basically about, you can always overcome a problem, you know, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, having strength, and that you're not alone.
Kids on the Green was set up as an emergency response to Grenfell. 5 years later, it's a community service that allows young people to develop their artistic skills, well-being and gain qualifications.
We have to kind of backtrack and look at where it all started. Min and Shuke. She was someone I considered a best friend. I knew her from year 7. And I walked her back to Grenfell, and that was literally the last time I saw her. It feels unreal. Because, you know, out of tragedy came, you know, this amazing opportunity, this amazing space, amazing people.
It's quite incredible. It's helped me a lot, and I know it's helped loads of other people.
Wow, this is painful to listen to those young people talking about that.
Today at Westminster Abbey, sitting behind Prince William, how important were those events that were taking place in the capital for the community here?
Well, I didn't actually attend the Westminster Abbey, but that's because we were doing a big breakfast for those of our community who couldn't go. I did attend the...
It's like I'm doing something more important.
Memorial
That's the way I get it.
And that was hard. It was really hard for us because obviously we were reliving that together. But it was really strengthening because it was created by the community, and it was what we needed for us to be together and to grieve in the way that we did, and to remember in the way that we did, and commemorate together in the way that we know that we need to.
And can I mention here, there was a tweet from Grenfell United, who we know campaigns for justice, and they've said this today. They say people came in solidarity. It showed the power of unity, regardless of faith, race or background, uniting in the face of adversity. Today we remember the kindness the public showed. It gave us the strength to keep going. Is that how you feel?
It really did. We were there on our own, wondering how we were going to make it through. And there were people coming from all areas of England, people with food, people with clothes, people saying, what do you need? And so this was a national effort in all, but the community staying together, staying strong and staying united is what has been the key to making it through these 5 years.
The thing is that all this is good. I'm not saying it's not good, but the thing that creating those problem, who's not to prevent this from happening again, those who at the top, who knows, who like to create division and destruction, these are where we need to stop. We need to stop them so we don't get to this again. I understand when there's a situation that happened, people come together and help one another. It's all good. But preventing it from happening again, those who's causing it, who's allowing it to happen, and who are not looking into solving the problem, to find the foundation, to stop it, these are the people we should look at, to prevent them from not being in a position where they turn a blind eye. Okay, because it's not them. Because if it was them, we will have the problem. We will know how this happened. And then to create homes that will prevent this from happening again. Let's continue.
That so many times over the past few years. Briefly, what will you be doing this evening? We can see people gathering here tonight.
Well, once I finish with you, I'm going to join the silent march, and we'll gather together here to speak together, do some speeches, eat together, and just commemorate, remember, and give each other strength for the way forward, because it may be 5 years and the recovery for the authorities is over, but for the community, we are still building our new social model and getting to know ourselves as this post-Grenfell community.
Jackie, we so appreciate you joining us here and talking about it and the community. Really, really appreciate it, and we wish you a peaceful evening. Thank you. Jackie Haynes there. Well, the impact...
Okay, what I like about the person she was interviewing is that she keep on repeating the community. Oh my God, how many more? I wasn't preparing to share that. All of them is too... Oh, okay. Let's do that. Let's finish quick. Oops.
Cool. But I think also we need to continue our push for justice for those people that have been affected by the Tower Fire.
Justice starts at you guys voting for the right people. But when they throw the racist thing, everything, all problem is gone. It's voting, 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 voting. And pay attention to who you're voting for.
Well, you can still feel that sense of solidarity here to this day. From that night when people opened their hearts and their homes, doing anything and everything they could to help, and donations flooded in. Well, with me now, I'm pleased to say, is Jackie Haynes, who was chair of the local resident.
Okay. I'm doing it backwards, so I should have started up, but I'm starting down because that was a thread that was added on another post.
Association at the time. Thank you so much for being with us, Jackie. And that sense of community still so strong.
This has always been a very strong community, but once the fire happened, there was a unity that I don't think we'd seen in past times, and everybody's had to come together. We did only have ourselves at one point, and so it was essential that we united and that we came together. And we worked together, and that was the main thing. And this, as you see today, is a culmination of lots of grassroots groups working together to make this happen for us.
It's very interesting. She never seen that before, but it's the first thought that came to mind was they were the forgotten one. But because they stuck together, okay, they remember themselves, they bring themselves together to create, you know, what it has become now. So no wonder why she keep on making reference to the community, us together, this kind of thing. Even though they're getting all that publicity and all of that, it's them. They want to make sure they remain humble within the community and respect one another. That's what I'm getting.
And how important was that for you? I know that you were at the service today at Westminster Abbey, sitting behind Prince William. How important were those events that were taking place in the capital for the community here?
Well, I didn't actually attend the Westminster Abbey, but that's because...
Okay, because I don't have enough time. Okay. It's repeating, okay? It's cross over to that tweet, which you already listened. Let's go to the next one. Another 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Of why they walk in silence.
It just has a power. The silence is so powerful as opposed to a demonstration where people are shouting and you know, making comments. It's just quiet and it's a peaceful feeling. But again, like, as I said, I personally feel really powerful doing that, walking in the middle of the road in silence.
Why did the firefighters take part in the silent walk?
Well, obviously 5 years ago we played a role in the terrible incident that unfolded at Grenfell.
So he was a firefighter.
To stand with the community and share in solidarity with those affected by the tragic events.
Yeah, and I'm told there's a guard of honour for people as well. Is that right? Can you just tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so the firefighters from stations close by have provided a guard of honour for the walk to walk through. You know, as an act of solidarity with those members of this community.
And what sort of things, I suppose, will you be thinking as you take part tonight?
Well, I think first of all, thoughts are obviously in remembrance with those that tragically lost their lives, but also those that have been heavily affected by the events of Grenfell. But I think also we need to continue our push for justice for those people that have been affected by the Tower fire.
Very interesting.
Well, you can still feel that sense of solidarity here to this day. From that night when people opened their hearts and their homes, doing anything and everything they could to hand donations flooded in. Well, with me now, I'm pleased to say, is Jackie Haynes, who was chair of the local residents association at the time. Thank you so much
so it's
for being with us, Jackie. And that sense
it crossed over to this. Some part of it we already. Alright, oh my God.
Had suspected.
Let's listen.
And that is incredibly difficult for those families looking on to understand this was preventable. This didn't have to happen. And we're hearing that today. People are saying that today, aren't they?
Absolutely. Ed Dafan, one of the survivors, was in the original residents group who said, only a fire will make people listen to us. And people in social housing are still being ignored. And that's what people want to say here.
Very interesting.
Give a voice to the voiceless. Carry on.
As I'm listening to her saying this, all I'm thinking is, this is the thing. Meghan saw this community as a way to help them, give them the platform to be listened to. This is the reason that they throw her out of there. See, these people needed, they've been crying, yelling, and I mean, that's just metaphor of things, but wanting people to listen to them. Nobody was paying attention until Meghan. Well, I'm not over there, but from my perspective, okay, it seems like until Meghan came and give them the platform and for people to be aware of them. Guess what they did? Get her out of there. Go back to America. Okay? So now more eyes are being opened, you know, directing at them. And thank God that lady down here keep on saying, okay, the community stick together and all of that. So I like her response to a lot of the questions that she asked. But let's continue with this one.
To us. Okay, Aisha, for now we will leave it there, but thank you. And as you said, we can hear that sense of atmosphere starting in the evening, you know, away from those events that happened during the day. And to mark this poignant day, as Aisha mentioned, you know, events have taken place here and in other parts of the capital, including a service at Westminster Abbey, taking the time to reflect and pay tribute. Frankie McCamley reports.
23 surviving children, the youngest just 4 years old, gather at the bottom of Grenfell Tower.
Today, as we did on the first anniversary, we release a balloon to represent each child we lost.
Jessica Urbano Ramirez, Fatima Shakir, Mina Shakir.
Joined by survivors, relatives and residents, and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge laying a wreath to remember the victims.
That's all they good at, but nothing meaningful.
At Westminster Abbey,
before, I'm just asking, just in general, because I'm from the outside, before Meghan put a highlight into the Hubb Community Kitchen and all of that, were the royal family did anything before that? I'm just asking, okay? I'm just asking, because I'm only aware of the, you know, that Grenfell fire and everything once Meghan came. Alright, so let me know.
Multi-faith service for those affected.
And be honest.
The loss for some still so raw.
It's been 5 years. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years because it actually feels like it happened yesterday. But for the next of kin, the bereaved, survivors and the community, it's a night that we're forced to live and relive every single day.
Amongst the sea of green, a message that justice still needs to be done.
If nothing changes, those who lost their lives will have died in vain, and they're not prepared to accept that.
Afterwards, white roses for each of the 72 who lost their lives in the fire. Back in North Kensington.
Okay, so let's see it.
One member of their family. Behind that number of 72 deaths, a name, a story of who they were, and a family grieving. Lives taken too soon, and a continuing search for justice. Aisha Baksh can tell us more.
It was nice. We had a nice little tight-knit community there.
Mohammed Rasool grew up in Grenfell Tower.
Had friends in the block on different floors. We would go hang out with each other, visit each other, and we'd go downstairs and play out, and our parents could watch us from the windows.
Mohammed married Munira, and they brought up their children there. They all survived the fire, but Munira's best friend Rania and her 2 little girls didn't make it out.
I have good memories, and you know, when I remember them, it's just start laughing, and you know, but the fact that you cannot see her again, you know, talk to her.
Oh my God.
That's the most painful bit.
It was like they were part of the family, like we were one big family. Kids were like all kind of.
That's the first time I'm seeing her husband. That's that lady I was talking about, where she was crying that nobody ever asked her what she wants to do and this kind of thing. So that inspired her to whatever. Okay, let's continue.
You know, it was as if they were all brothers and sisters and so on.
They lost nearly everything.
Wow.
In the few possessions recovered was this copy of the Quran.
Wow.
It's just a reminder for me to be grateful for what I have.
Grateful.
And, you know, pray for the people who aren't in the same situation, who lost their loved ones. And remember their tragedy.
Can be replaced.
Among those who died were families and individuals whose origins spanned the globe.
Wow.
Different professions, religions. 18 were children.
15 disabled.
Oh my God.
Nick Burton and his wife were together for over 30 years and were rescued from their home on the 19th floor.
Oh my God.
Peely was a vibrant, flamboyant community member. Everybody knew Peely.
In later life, Peely had dementia.
Wow. Okay, it stopped. It did not continue on this one because I didn't hear it. Oh my goodness, I didn't know it was that deep. All right, there's that. And there's this. Today mark for, okay, I read this. And there's that. Okay, so let me go back. I did say I was gonna read some of the comments on here. Let's read. Okay, people should give end to the virtual terrorism of the derangers. While I agree those women are Muslim living in a Islamophobia society, meanwhile many if not most of the derangers are right-wing nutcases. So who, wow. And I got up this morning and I decided to put that post on my community board. Phew. Meanwhile, many, if not most of the derangers are right-wing nutcases, so who knows what they're capable of. Those women shouldn't have to be dealing with threats and harassment from them. Okay, and the new PR machine of Billy and Kitty is now following Squadies and joining spaces. This is what I'm like, I don't care. I really don't want people to follow me. If, you know, I know a lot of people about, you know, how many followers you're getting, because many of those followers don't come in good faith. They are all nutcases. All right, and the new PR machine of Billy and Kitty is now following Squadies and joining spaces. Please be aware, Billy and Kitty are also trying to infiltrate the Sussex squad and copy what we are doing for charities. Yeah, I think I've shared that. They want us to share info about them. What should we be wary of exactly? Most of our pages shit private. Anyone in the world can read our tweets, and that had always been the case. If anyone wants to copy anything, they can just copy it. It's simple. That is true. As long they helping charities, for all I know, I'm okay with it. But the thing is, there's so many things that they could do where people don't really have to go to charities, but instead, you know, that recycle thing keeps on playing, pretending they're helping, but they are snakes. Look how, you know, they're putting reef by people and all of that. You know, they're not really about that. They're not really about that. It's just a front. The snakes is like, there's so many things they could do that will prevent people from needing charities, this kind of thing. And as I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about Charles, who was talking about the Rwanda thing, and then that, I think he's a former politician, told him to shut up. All right, what power on earth could force the Hubb to take down their tweet? What the pluck is going on? Also, Scobie Pegantolani has an excellent point, and it will be a public service for you to explore this story, please. Okay, spot on. This is harassment, has to be condemned and exposed. School, veterans, fashion brand, etc. Anyone who says anything positive about Harry and Meghan gets attacked. My God. And those hate groups are instigated and amplified by element of royal reporting, that is Angela Levine. They're doing their nonsense, and then they go and repeat it, and then the part that they're repeating are the nonsense that they infiltrate into the Sussex squad's timeline, and then to make it news, to amplify their BS. This is why we need to keep on praying. Spot on. This is harassment, to be condemned and exploit. So, okay, I just read that. Okay, after this, let me move on. I thought Dickie E care about online trolls attacking royals. He should be all over this. Then again, he probably is all over this. Okay, all road lead to KP. This is what I'm saying. You have the two snakes pretending, laying with, you know, they all baggage for God. With that being said, let me move on, because it's almost time for me to wake up my kids. I don't want to do a midday recording. I have 4 more. Okay, regarding my Grenfell tweet, Jeremy and Meghan's active involvement and supporting the victim, Jeremy Corbyn was also the only senior politician who raised concern regarding the racial undertones Meghan was receiving from the media. He is always standing up for the good fight. Okay, Jeremy Corbyn shares concern about racial undertone of Meghan coverage. The Labour leader's office says he, quote, understood how press intrusion can have a negative impact on people and their private lives, end quote. So that was that. No comment under it. I don't know. I saw it and I bookmark it. Next tweet. Okay, there's this here. I think I'm done with the Hubb Community Kitchen. Alright, let's see it. Fox News may not like it, but politely asking ad tech companies not to fund hateful content and uphold their own terms and conditions is free speech. Okay, let's see here. It's 55 seconds. Let's hear.
Describe your effort as an act of censorship. How do you respond to them?
Well, we think advertisers should have the right to their own free speech. We think that when advertisers say to ad exchanges, don't sponsor the insurrection, that ad exchanges should do good business and do good by their clients. Now, ad exchanges have said in their supply policies, we will never work with websites that sponsor violence, that seek real world violence. And we have had success with this over and over again when we have said to ad exchanges, hey, you're working with Real America's Voice, Steve Bannon's outlet. You're working with Glenn Beck's The Blaze. Why are you doing this? And one after another, they have dropped Steve Bannon, Glenn Beck, Charlie Kirk. And now our question is, how is Fox News different?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, well said. All right, let's see. There's some comment here. My goodness, my goodness. Wow, I guess my tweet was in perfect align with some of these things here. All right, next thing is INVICTUS. Okay, as next year's INVICTUS Games hosts are building a home for respect in Germany, I'm also looking forward to Israel and Colombia joining us in Dusseldorf next September. I'm not gonna read the article because literally I need to stop. Alright, so I'll click on it and put the link in the description for you guys. Some of the things that I see Israel is doing to Palestine, oh my god. Okay, as an Israeli Squadies, I couldn't be prouder. Okay, background song. Welcome to our Israeli Squadie. Mazel Tov on your law degree. My grandmother spoke to me in Yiddish as a child, but alas, I don't know how to write it since I never learned Hebrew. All right, there's the thinking face. There's the, you see the INVICTUS. All right, they're not about politics. All right, they're just about the soldiers. And there's one thing I need to say about soldiers who's going on to do the negative thing for their government. Sometimes I could understand you have to take orders. I could understand that, but never forget humanity and things. Never forget humanity's end thing. Some of the tweets which I did not share, where they were, that's in the UK, where they were taking those refugees to put on plane. Some of the things that I was reading, they dragging those people, do all sort of things. Sometimes, even though if your government is telling you to do certain things, I could understand your position, but remember, you have to be human. Be human, compassion, understanding when you carrying out those orders. Don't step out of humanity to do destruction. Be a savage with other people. All right. So at one point, when I'm fully ready to talk about this in a different aspect, I'll do a video and that, or maybe within one of those tweets I'll mention it. But please, every soldiers, as you go out, be human. Be human, compassion, caring, understanding. Put yourself in the other people's shoes. What if it was you? This kind of thing. Would you want to be treated like that? These are the things many soldiers need to think and put in perspective as they carry out their soldier commanding stuff. Next tweet. Okay, I love most pictures of Meghan's husband. Okay, I love this photo of Meghan's husband. This looks nice. There's this. He really handsome out people's prints. Okay, you guys keep it up. Then you will really see Harry as a hostage. Riding like a boss. Me too. Harry makes me smile. Me too. All right. So this is my last tweet. Okay. I guess I'm gonna be on time. Maybe I'll do another prayer. Okay, I covered this already, but when I come across this and I say I need to share it with you, the squad are just too much. They are just too much. All right, so they took a picture of Rose and put her right next to William. That's the only reason I'm sharing this. Bish has 99 problems and Meghan's ain't one of. Okay, credit to Royal Sussex. I thought that was hilarious. Okay, they don't even pretend anymore, do they? There's a laugh, good Photoshop. Yep. I saw this and I had to put that. Alright, so that's it. That's my last tweet. Let's do a prayer. Okay, so that's the video regarding the thing. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Okay, that's where I took this. I think there's a prayer that I took. Let me go back. Maybe I'll read the prayer. Did I? Let's go back one more time. Okay, prayer for the sick. That's where I took it. Almighty Father, thank you. Ooh, okay. Okay, so this is where I took the link and put it on my community board. Where is it? Let's see here. My channel. Community board. Alright, this is where I took it. 9 people like it so far. Alright, so the link of this is where I took it. So I'm gonna read one of the thing here. Alright, prayer for the sick, heal sickness with faith. Alright, what did I pick? I picked something here. This was the one here. Prayer for the sick. Jesus, you control all the parts of my body and you know when they are not working at their best. Okay, sickness leave me stress and still time from all the things I want to be doing. I'm honest, Lord. I don't like to be sick, but times like this also makes me rest in you. So I thank you for this chance simply to wait. Alright, so there's more tweet here for healthy mind and body. Maybe this is the thing I should have picked because on my community board, the thing that I was saying, there's too many sick mind out there that's running the world. So we need, you know, this needs to stop. It just needs to stop. Instead of them carrying out certain things, I would prefer them to walk into a facility that will help them get better. You know, we can't have sick people running this world. Okay, pray for healthy mind and body. Almighty God, you know that we are surrounded by many great dangers, and because of our human frailty, we cannot withstand them. Give us health of mind and body so that we who suffer under sin may overcome and win the victory in you. Through your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, who lives and reigns with you and Holy Spirit, one God, and now forever. Amen. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. You could watch the commercials. You could become a member or just donate through PayPal. I have to look into PayPal. There was, like I said, the actor who played the Hulk put a post out yesterday. I was looking for it. I can't find it. He said something about PayPal with Palestine. People were trying, I guess people from Palestine cannot get money through PayPal, so I need to look into that. This might be the reason why I will probably create another option to receive money and shut that PayPal thing. I need to look more into it. I need to have a reason for doing something. I don't want to just create another account to receive a donation just because. I need to have a reason. That might be my reason right now. Once I find the thing, and I'll share it with you. Even if I see it in the middle of the day, I'll record it and answer it in this if I find it. Alright, so some people just subscribe. Alright, it's 5:30. I need to stop and wake up the kids. So that's it. Thank you for your support.